Me, the Mistress of All Evil. That's the thing she says.
She does.
She does.
For why?
'Cause she can, babe.
'Cause she can.
And we're here for girl bosses today.
It's Girl Boss Day?
It's Girl Boss Day.
Got it.
Welcome to Simple and Clean, a Kingdom Hearts podcast. I'm Mayanna Berrin.
And I'm Mischa Stanton.
And today we're talking about the one, the only, one of the few women. The Mistress of All Evil herself, Maleficent.
Yeah.
Yes. We will keep discussions about the world that Maleficent comes from kind of separate because we will need to have a conversation about her world later.
Sure.
So let's just keep it to Maleficent the girly. Mischa, how do you feel about our girly, our dark fairy girly?
I know Maleficent mostly as the villain from Kingdom Hearts.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah, because if you recall, in my childhood, I was raised as a boy.
Yeah, right.
So
so you just didn't watch Sleeping Beauty?
Didn't really watch Sleeping Beauty.
No way, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny. Oh my god, have you seen Sleeping Beauty since?
I don't know.
Really?
I'm not sure
Then
I've seen the whole thing.
You would know if you'd watch Sleeping Beauty.
All right.
Because Sleeping Beauty is probably one of the best Disney animated films of all time.
Yeah, I don't think so.
It's really gorgeous. I believe it's 1959. It was sort of when Disney started getting into a very specific stylized animation look.
Yeah.
Because I'd say Snow White, especially the character, kind of feels a little closer to like not photorealistic, but more realistic depiction of girl.
Yeah, Snow White is a different style than every other character around
in that
her
movie.
in her movie.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think there's like some rotoscope vibes happening. Mm-hmm. Like she moves in a very realistic way. She looks like a real girl, basically. And I would say the same thing is true of the Blue Fairy. Mm-hmm. Like, I think there was this more kind of like we're doing likeness more than we're doing style.
Yeah.
And I think Aurora and overall the entire look of Sleeping Beauty feels in and of itself like distinctive across the entire film. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of really fun shape language in Sleeping Beauty. There's a lot of like, just like, again, stylized, interesting things happening. And Maleficent is a part of that. Maleficent, tell me a little bit about Maleficent's design.
Tall, lanky, pointy, green skin, horns, cape. Cape also has the scalloping like Batman's cape, so it's also pointy.
Yes.
Black, green, purple, black, green, purple.
Yes, girl.
A smile that built like a knife that could cut anything.
In terms of silhouettes, you would never mistake Maleficent for another character.
Yeah.
She is extremely distinctive. And I would also say in her design, quite simple, but iconic.
Yes, especially the horns and cape combo. Yes, the silhouette of it, unmistakable. Like, you could just put the shadow of her in shots and you know she's coming. She's coming.
And she is pretty evil. She's up there with like, and for at least if we're using the canon specifically just from the animated Sleeping Beauty, the pettiest...
Oh, are we not counting the Angelina Jolie?
No, we're gonna talk about that secondarily.
Right.
But in terms of the animated film Sleeping Beauty, this bitch be like, you didn't invite me to your birthday party? I'm gonna kill your daughter.
Yeah, I mean, that's from the original myth.
Yes.
I mean, her name's not Maleficent. It's just like the evil fairy.
Yes.
But the whole kingdom's invited to the christening, and then they don't invite her, and she says a curse on the entire land, and the good fairies have to step in so that it's not murder across the entire land.
It's not murder curse, it's sleep curse instead.
Yeah.
Her raven is named Diablo.
Nice.
Sick. Yeah, in Sleeping Beauty, she does when the prince comes to fight her and she turns into a dragon, she's like, now you have to face me and all the powers of hell.
Oh, so she's like classically evil.
She's
like
the devil.
Biblically evil.
She's got devil horns.
Got it.
Her kingdom is like a black castle filled with just dungeons and like cauldrons brewing with green evil magic. Just to be evil.
Yeah.
She's the mistress of all evil.
Get it, queen.
Get it, girl. Now we will briefly talk about the live action remakes, Maleficent and the second one, which I haven't seen, but I think I get it.
Okay.
You've seen Maleficent, the live action movie.
I have seen Maleficent, the live action movie.
And that adds some interesting new flavors to Maleficent, would you say?
It's very like no one knows what it's like to be the bad man.
No one knows what it's like to be Maleficent.
Yeah.
I think that because Maleficent there were live action Disney remakes before. There was the live action 101 Dalmatians with Glenn Close. I believe there was another live action Jungle Book they made. There were live action movies in the Disney canon, but I think Maleficent kicked off what no one could have foreseen, which is like a multi-billion dollar industry for Disney.
Somehow.
But it started off, I think, with really interesting intentions, which is, what if we did what Wicked, the musical, did, which is, what if we tell these stories from different characters' perspectives? I don't know if that was the mandate necessarily, but I think it was definitely at least the mandate for Maleficent is like, we're doing this remake, but what if we literally remake the story? What if it's not the story you thought it was? What if there's different things going on? So in the live action Maleficent movie, you have Angelina Jolie playing Maleficent. Fucking inspired casting.
Yeah, it only took like one subtle thing on the cheekbones, and you're like, yeah, that is just her, I guess.
Yeah, the prosthetics are not doing that much more than
Really
what her face naturally does. I am also glad they didn't make her green, and I also assume that was probably because it would be too similar to Wicked, would be my guess.
Well, because if the concept's already Wicked, you can't also make her green.
You can't do it. But she's very striking in the movie, and the big thing it adds to Maleficent's backstory, which complicates Maleficent as a character, is Maleficent was a fairy, which we already knew. Like, Maleficent is a fairy.
Already was canon.
Yeah, she knows Flora, Fauna, and Merryweather. They all come from fairy dimension, whatever.
Yeah, and it's funny. One of our sister shows on Multitude, Spirits, just did a bunch of episodes about fairies and how, like, it's notoriously difficult to nail down what a fairy is other than just, like, a magical thing in a story.
Yeah, and I have personally big feelings about this because I get really frustrated with the, I guess, like, Celtic or like Feywild version of fairies, which is like they're all tricksters and they all can't really be trusted, and they're always trying to trap you in a weird contract. I think that's fine some of the time, but I also like the idea that fairies are just like a whimsical, good, interesting, weird thing in the world.
Yeah.
And I want them to not just be this thing that you can't trust. And I don't know why I feel so strongly about this. I want to live in a world where fantastical things are not also trying to stab you in the back.
Yeah, it would be cool if some magical things existed and also were chill.
Yeah. And I think of all the things that have the capacity to do that, I feel like fairies are very capable of doing that.
Yeah, because fairy is a nebulous concept that could be good, could be neutral, could be evil.
Yeah.
Like, it's not nailed down in the way that, like, an angel is good and a demon is bad.
Evil, blah, 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 blah. And we have nuance within that, you know? So whatever. Anyway, Maleficent is considered in Sleeping Beauty a bad fairy, an evil fairy, and Flora, Fauna, and Merryweather are good fairies. And it's kind of funny because I guess then goodness is also codified in the idea that you look like a little potato lady, and bad people are slaying the boots down house. Houston, I'm deceased, you know?
Yeah, if evil, why so hot?
If evil, why adult lady?
Yeah.
And if good, why slightly older, more portly, older lady? Yeah. Question?
I don't know.
Confusion? But in Maleficent, the live action movie, what you discover is that Maleficent was at best a neutral fairy, and maybe if you push further, a good fairy. She had the biggest wings in all the land.
Oh God, those wings look so good.
They were really good wings.
As someone who, as a little kid, dreamed of having bird wings.
Oh my God, yeah. And she's got like the cool thing of she has bird wings and she still gets to have arms, which sometimes, depending on what you're looking at, you're like, nope, those be the arms. Like, no, she gets giant, awesome bird wings and a human-ish body and horns. And as a child, she befriended a human boy, and they grew up best friends. The fairy world and the human world united in this kinship. And then when the king went on to become king, he gives Maleficent a potion that knocks her unconscious and then cuts her wings off. And she wakes up and she doesn't have wings anymore. And Angelina Jolie is definitely giving the performance of like, this is a deep violation.
Yeah.
And that is what the movie is essentially saying. You know, it's like he betrayed her trust, he violated her autonomy, and he did this thing that ultimately only serves himself in his pursuit of power.
Yeah. It definitely does say that, which is a really compelling narrative, a really interesting point to set your movie at. But then you have to go like, but also this is this person that we, the company making this movie, has been telling you is just evil for 50 years.
Exactly.
60 years,
and
whatever.
So the rest of the movie's job at that point is to support that narrative of a sympathetic Maleficent. And so they do a couple interesting things to do that. They make the good fairies inept and stupid, and neglectful of Aurora. And they make Maleficent Aurora's essentially primary guardian.
Yeah.
Which is really weird because she still does the thing where she curses Aurora.
Right, but that happens at the christening. I suppose like over the course of her life, she comes to regret it, you know?
Exactly, yeah. So like Maleficent, at the time that she rolls up to the birthday party, one, it's like this guy who was her best friend and presumably someone she might have also had romantic feelings for, has married another human woman. They have had a baby. And then they have the audacity not to invite her to the birthday party when they invite everybody else. So she rolls up angry and curses this baby. And the spell that Maleficent casts on her is in some ways altered and changed because of Merryweather, the third of the good fairies, who changes it into like, instead of being cursed to prick your finger on a spindle of a spinning wheel and die, you will fall into an eternal sleep until you are awoken by true love's kiss.
Yep.
And by extension, the rest of the kingdom also falls into a sleep to await her awakening. If the curse comes true, which, spoiler alert for Sleeping Beauty, a very old story, it does.
Whoa, spoilers for a 400-year-old tale.
Ooh. But also in the live action movie, what we have is like, there's a very important plot point in Sleeping Beauty that Maleficent doesn't know where Aurora is. Similar to Captain Hook trying to look for Peter Pan, it's like Maleficent has been desperately trying to find Aurora for 16 years.
So she can get that fucking kid.
Get her.
Get her.
Get her. And the fairies have raised Aurora off the grid in the woods under a different name, literally in witness protection.
Witness protection.
She's in princess protection.
Why didn't they put the Princesses of Heart in Princess Protection?
They should have put the Princesses of Heart in
Sid, where were you?
Well, are you familiar with the movie Princess Protection Program?
No.
It's a Disney Channel original movie starring Selena Gomez and Demi Lovato. I'm not kidding. Where Demi Lovato plays a princess of a small island nation, and there are assassination attempts made on her family, and she gets flown to, I think, like a swamp, either Georgia, Florida, Atlanta, something, where she has to live as a normal high school girl with Selena Gomez.
Yeah. Classic DCOM.
Classic DCOM. Except there's like political intrigue happening, and like the people of Demi Lovato's country are suffering, and she's like, I have a responsibility to serve my people. But also Selena Gomez is here. And then the guy who would go on to play Cousin Greg in Succession. Also, for anybody else out there listening, and if you haven't watched Princess Protection Program, you should.
Incredible.
Anyway, so Aurora / Briar Rose is in the Princess Protection Program. And then via magic shenanigans, her location gets revealed when Flora and Merryweather start arguing over what color her dress for her birthday should be.
Black with yellow straps, obviously. We already settled this.
Black with yellow straps.
Imagine a Briar Rose dress that looks just like Sora's Kingdom Hearts 2 outfit.
Oh my god!
Right?
Oh my god! Okay, I want fan art of Aurora in a KH2 fit.
Hell
please,
yeah.
Please. So that's kind of the reveal in Sleeping Beauty. In Maleficent, it turns out Maleficent's known where Aurora's been the whole time and visits her periodically throughout her upbringing to do little like witch pranks on her.
Yeah, just building a bond.
To eventually kill her. Yeah, it's great. But she obviously grows to care for Aurora, and then it becomes a revisionist history story about how Aurora's father is actually like an unhinged, horrible ruler, and he goes out of his way to try to kill Maleficent, and Maleficent and Aurora bond and create like a mother-daughter sort of relationship. They thwart the king, and then something happens in the second movie. I don't know what it is because I haven't seen it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
And that's all context for Kingdom Hearts, right?
It is, in the fact that they don't acknowledge any of the things that happen in the live action Maleficent movie at all. But I think they're interesting.
Yeah, yes.
Yes.
And if we're covering Maleficent, we will cover all of Maleficent.
We will do our best to cover Maleficent.
You're getting more than just Kingdom Hearts content with this podcast.
I like to think that these episodes where we cover Disney characters are also a brief opportunity to just talk about Disney things.
Disney stuff.
But yes, no, these are just interesting things to talk about what has been done with Maleficent as a character.
Yeah, that is interesting that it has to revise that she didn't know where she was plot. That's kind of like the scenes in Gossip Girl.
Oh my God.
Where after they reveal at the end, spoilers for Gossip Girl, that Dan is Gossip Girl.
Yeah.
that you have to think back to all the times that doesn't make any fucking sense at all.
Yep. And you're like, why is he surprised?
Why was he surprised by
Gossip
that?
Girl?
Why was he doing that in a room where no one could see him if he was Gossip Girl?
God. I love it so much. I love us. I love humans. I love us trying to make sense of anything. Which is like what we're trying to do with this show.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's kind of insane. As I was looking at all of the appearances of Maleficent, she appears in nearly every single Kingdom Hearts game.
Yeah, and
which shocked me.
And way more intensely than you might think.
Then you'd assume.
Yeah.
By the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, she's like straight up looking for the black box rumored to hold the Book of Prophecies.
Yeah, she's looking for that black box. We'll get back to the black box.
Yes.
It could hold any number of things.
And we still don't know what's in it.
Nope.
Which is great.
Is it great?
No.
Tell me what it is.
It's kind of bullshit. But we love it. We love it.
But more specifically for today, yeah, she just wants it because it's a cosmic object, and she's like, those all belong to me, huh?
She wants to rule. Like, her motivation across all the games is just to rule everything.
Cool.
Because it's her right, because she's the Mistress of All Evil.
Did she get appointed? Do you have to, get a bachelor's degree and then a master's?
Yeah. I think she was first in line for registration and then murdered everyone else in line. I also she doesn't have necessarily a high kill count.
Okay.
But she does have a high aura count.
Yeah, manipulation and just having all of her creepy claws in all of the things.
Yes. Her power set is namely mind control and turning into a giant dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you played Kingdom Hearts, that was your first introduction to Maleficent as a character?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. How did you feel about her?
Every story needs a classic villain, and we didn't know about Ansem yet, so I thought it was her. I'm like, yeah, she's doing it. This is a simplistic game for kids. It's a coming-of-age story. I'm obviously a champion of the light. There's got to be a champion of the darkness. But darkness doesn't look visually satisfying in PS2 graphics, so green flame also good.
There you go. Perfect.
You know?
But yeah, Maleficent in the Kingdom Hearts games is basically the primary antagonist that you are familiar with throughout most of the games until you know about the broader plot that's happening.
Yeah, she is presented as the major villain of the game in the first game.
I would say Maleficent is the primary Disney antagonist throughout the entire series. Mm-hmm. There is no one more prominent on the Disney side of things than Maleficent, besides Pete, who's working for Maleficent.
No, Pete is Maleficent's lieutenant. She needs a body to go run some errands. She is in charge of everything. She is the ultimate Disney evil.
Yes. And so she, in contrast to Ansem and Xehanort, they're about on par in terms of evil. Xehanort is probably still more evil, but not by much.
He seems to have some kind of reason for doing that, what I think makes Maleficent a little scarier and gives her staying power despite a lack of scenes compared to Xehanort is that she doesn't really have a reason. She just wants it.
To be evil.
She wants it and she goes and she gets it.
Yep.
That's it.
She just be evil. And I think that it's a bummer that we don't get to give her the same interiority that she gets in the live action movie and the interiority that Ansem and the male villains and or male villain characters get throughout the series, because there are some interesting plot beats with Maleficent. I would say the most interesting one is in Kingdom Hearts 2, where there are two different times where Maleficent holds back the nobodies, and also fights off things to create diversions so that Sora can progress further to the end of where he needs to go.
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny because she's not doing out of a reverence or respect for Sora. She's truly doing it out of a pettiness of like, the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yeah, she's like, if anybody's going to fuck you up, it's going to be me. You better get out of here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, go. Run.
Yeah, that is such a power move. And the fact that she's going to hold an entire army at bay and know that they're not going to defeat her, so she'll have an opportunity to take care of Sora later.
Yeah, exactly. You know? That is essentially what she always has. It's kind of interesting because Maleficent gets defeated in Kingdom Hearts 1.
She does.
She gets killed.
Yep.
But then the thing we discover about Maleficent is she kind of can't die.
She can't be killed.
She can't be killed because as long as someone remembers she exists, or maybe it's, if we're just using the logic based off of what we see in the game, for as long as the good fairies exist, she will continue to exist. And as long as they remember her and can speak her name, she can be brought back from the dead.
Yes.
Which is what happens in Kingdom Hearts 2. So she becomes this force that is essentially unstoppable.
Yeah, she isn't just like the Mistress of Evil. She sort of just embodies darkness in a way that Ansem and Xehanort wield darkness for a purpose.
Yeah.
She just is darkness.
She's Bane.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was
she was born in the dark.
She was born in the dark. So she appears in pretty much every mainline title. She appears in Union Cross, Birth by Sleep, Kingdom Hearts, Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, Kingdom Hearts 2, Coded, Dream Drop Distance, and Kingdom Hearts 3.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. That's more than I remembered.
That's almost all of them.
That's pretty much all of them. I think the only one she doesn't appear in really is like 358.
Yeah, which is specifically about the people who aren't her that are villains.
Exactly, and Dark Road.
That makes sense, because Xehanort has to meet her later when he's already evil.
That part, and also, like, so she has the Ansem reports. She collects the majority of the Ansem reports when she takes control of Hollow Bastion. But she also travels back in time in Kingdom Hearts Union Cross.
Yes, yeah.
To be present for the time of Fairy Tales.
Yeah, so I was wondering if we were going to talk about this.
Yeah.
So, yes, Maleficent, when she gets defeated at the end of Kingdom Hearts 1, and it releases her heart from her body with the Keyblade, with the
dark Keyblade that she made for him, for Riku.
So they release her heart, and one of the ways that you can do time travel in Kingdom Hearts is that if you release the heart from the physical bonds of the body, it's sort of like released from the bounds of time and space.
Yes.
And so as long as there's a receiving receptacle for your heart at your destination in the past or future, your heart can travel there.
Yeah, so she shows up in Enchanted Dominion, which is the Sleeping Beauty world, in the time of Union Cross via projection of the Book of Prophecies.
Yes.
Yeah.
And sort of? No. So
speak on it.
I'm so glad you're bringing this up.
Please.
The next episode after this one is going to be what is data?
Oh, hell yeah.
And I have a whole section about what the hell's going on about data in Union Cross.
Fuck yeah. Awesome.
Long story short, Kingdom Hearts Coded is a game that takes place all inside a computer. Union Cross also kind of all takes place inside a computer. We'll get there.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but basically, like, Maleficent has, on some level, witnessed nearly all significant events across all of the Kingdom Hearts timelines.
She was there in the time of Fairy Tales. She saw events unfold in front of her. She was instrumental in the fall of Daybreak Town.
Yes.
Like, it's actually kind of her fault that Daybreak Town falls.
Yes.
But not even as a plot. It's just like she's just trying to get a ride back home and inadvertently destroys a world.
Yep.
She can't help but stumble into destroying worlds. That's how evil she is.
Fuck bitches get money. So throughout the series, basically, like, her whole bag is just like accumulating darkness, accumulating heartless, accumulating power, accumulating kingdoms. That's about it.
Yeah.
Just acquisitions.
And then what? What do you do with all that power, girl?
I don't think she cares about that. I think she just wants to rule everything.
Yeah, Here's the thing I run into, right?
Say it.
what does ruling everything mean?
This is the thing that I wonder constantly, because I think about it in regards to like our real world condition.
Right.
Where I'm like, cool. And then when you have everything, what? You just enjoy it.
Like, are you distributing taxes? Like, what are you doing? Like, I can't imagine Maleficent in like a municipal meeting.
I think it's sort of like when people talk about if a dog ever did catch a car,
right,
it would not know what to do with it. I think that it's kind of an interesting goal in the fact that it can never truly be achieved.
Yeah.
Because if it were, I mean, again, it never has been. And I think on some level, it never really can be.
Right.
Because we're all beholden to like the existential horror of the fact that our time on this earth is short.
Yes.
And so I think that's also why people feel this need to like, I'm going to build my empire. I'm going to have lots of children and I'm going to acquire lots of land and I'm going to do all this stuff. But it's like, but regardless of if your children go on to rule everything, that's not you anymore. Right. You're just like, whatever. So yeah, I think for her, it's just darkness, power, own everything. That's it. Have you ever seen Paris is Burning?
I'm aware of it. I just haven't seen it. Yeah.
It's really great. It's a great documentary, but one of the categories is opulence. And it's like, opulence, you own everything. And she is giving. She's giving opulence. She is giving you own everything. But yeah, it's a vacant sort of existence. I think about it a lot in regards to my action figure collection, which has taken different forms, bigger, smaller, shorter, taller, over my many years, where it's like, cool, I have it. And now it's on my shelf. Yeah. And it's there. And I have it. And there it is.
Yeah.
But it's never like there are some figures and there's some, things I've accumulated in my life that I will continue to value as true as the day I got them. But there are things that don't. There are just things that you go like, this is a part of it. But if one day I do need to do Marie Kondo some stuff, you're probably not making the cut,
Yeah, we were kind of done with Atlantica, right? Get it out of here.
Yeah, get it out of here. We don't need it anymore. I do love Atlantica, though, unironically. I think I love how earnestly offbeat it is every time it shows up.
Hi, it's me, Mischa. Thank you so much for listening to Simple and Clean, a Kingdom Hearts podcast. Our summer is heating up, but we're still having a fantastic time talking about Kingdom Hearts and all things Kingdom Hearts like. And if you like that we're doing that, if you would like to support us in our endeavors to do that, to make yapping about Kingdom Hearts part of our jobs, we would really appreciate it if you would support us on Patreon. That's patreon.com/simpleandcleanpod. We have the final mix tier. It's just $5 a month, which is like a little over $1 per episode. It's a pretty good deal. And you also get ad-free episodes over there and the secret reports where we talk about even stuff that is not as Kingdom Hearts like Fullmetal Alchemist or Dispatch or Final Fantasy X or whatever else occurs to us. As we come up with different topics of things we like in episodes, we write them down for what we should do for secret reports. I think we're probably going to do Final Fantasy X too soon. I've started playing Metaphor Refantasio because Mayanna made me, but I am having a good time, so we will probably talk about that really soon. Anyway, if that sounds good, or if you just like supporting your favorite podcasters and your favorite independent media creators, please give us some support over there. If you can't do it with money, I totally understand. It's 2026. Times are getting tough out here. We would also really appreciate if you would tell your friends about the show. If you have a friend that you've tried to be like, hey, I like Kingdom Hearts. You would like Kingdom Hearts if only I could explain any about what it even is. Well, if you could tell them about our show, we would really appreciate it because that helps us grow our little community. Or you can also send us a message in a bottle via the various places we are on the internet. We're on Instagram. We're on Blue Sky. We're on Patreon. Again, even you don't have to pay us, but you can just leave comments there and maybe we'll read it on the show because we really like doing that. It's a very good time. So yeah, if you can, please help us out because we just want to build a community and we want to keep talking about Kingdom Hearts. Simple and Clean is a part of the Multitude Podcast Collective. We are very proud to be here because this place is full of nerds talking about stuff they like. And today I would like to recommend you a show called Spirits. Spirits is a history and comedy podcast focused on everything folklore, mythology, and the occult, told through the lens of feminism, queerness, and modern adulthood. Every week, mythology buff Julia, who we've had on our show, and her childhood best friend Amanda get together to learn about a different story from mythology and folklore over drinks. Get it? spirits. It's clever. That's everything from deep dives into the pantheons of ancient Greece, Arthurian legend, and the Norse gods, to modern urban legends, to a roundup of vampire stories from around the world. Start listening with any of the almost 500 episodes they've released over the last 10 years. They're coming up on episode 500. I am so proud of them. It's wild to see, which just means there's so much spirits for you to listen to, whether you're here for analyses of mental health and mythology or creepy modern ghost stories. Dive in at spiritspodcast.com or search for Spirits wherever you download your podcasts. So of course the story needs an oppositional force.
Yes.
But it is interesting that Maleficent continues to be that, like, logicless oppositional force when Xehanort's story progresses and gets more complex over the course of the games.
Hers stays the same.
Like, why do you think that she is also still in the mix, even when the games moved into more and more Xehanorts?
I think it's because if we're going to have this Square Enix version of evil, I think juxtaposing it to a Disney version of evil is interesting. If Kingdom Hearts is a story about coming of age and how complicated growing up is, it's interesting to see two depictions of evil, one of which becomes more complicated and more wrought with manipulation and decades-long machinations. And then the more timeless, the more sophisticated, the more simple, straightforward, streamlined version of evil.
Yeah.
Which is what Maleficent is. Like, even when she's looking for the black box in the Book of Prophecies, it's not with the intention of, like, starting up another Keyblade war. It's with just accumulating more darkness and more Heartless.
Yeah. Why does she want that box? So let's talk about the box.
Yeah, let's talk about the box. So yeah.
This box is one of those...
This fucking box.
And it's just because, like, when I even come up to the edge of the Kingdom Hearts Key, Kingdom Hearts Union Cross, like, all the Age of Fairytale stuff, like, I can't help but fall into the pit with that. I will lose 3 hours just trying to figure it out for myself. So, yeah, so in the Age of Fairytales, the Master of Masters, before he abandoned reality and, like, it sparked the Keyblade War kind of as, like, a trap for something else. I'm looking into it.
Yeah.
One of the things he does, he says, like, and there's this big black trunk, and Lushu, my sixth apprentice, carry this with you across the decades and down through time.
Yes.
We don't know what's in it. We don't know what it's for.
Yes.
But just knowing that Lushu, who has come back to look for it because he's secretly Xigbar, what Xigbar's doing in Kingdom Hearts 3 is, like, retrieving the box he buried.
Yes.
And then Maleficent, like, finds out about it and also just wants it.
Maleficent thinks that the Book of Prophecies is in the black box.
Okay.
And she wants it because she's hoping to exploit the foreknowledge of the Master of Masters to further her conquest of worlds.
Sure.
That's it. That's the whole, that's it.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, the Book of Prophecies is very powerful. One of the big things about Kingdom Hearts Key and back cover is the fact that, like, each of the copies is different because he was lying to them to manipulate them.
Oh my God.
Again, it was kind of as a trap for a thing.
Yeah.
I've been the more I look into it, the more I'm like, this is cruel and brilliant.
Yeah.
You know?
So I think, again, just for her part in it, it's just she thinks the Book of Prophecies is in the box.
That makes sense. That's a thing that if you're evil, you want to know how to be evil more future.
Exactly. And she assumes if she can get the box, she'll get the book, and then she can take over the whole universe. That's it.
All right.
It's illogical, but it makes sense.
That's great because, like we talked about in our Sora episode,
yes,
this story is so complicated.
Yes,
it needs a little bit of just like, yeah, she just wants it.
She's just evil.
She's just bad.
I'm glad she's here. By the time you get to Kingdom Hearts 3, I think her presence in the game feels like, what is she still doing here?
I agree. And the fact that they center it so much on the box, she sort of falls into that same trap that, like, Marvel characters get into.
Yeah.
Where she's not there to tell the story she's in. She's there to tease the next story she's going to be in.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
She's not doing it enough because there's already so much happening with the Organization 13 plot. Like, there's literally no room for her.
And her appearances she shows up a couple times throughout Kingdom Hearts 3, and it's always like in service of looking for the box.
Mm-hmm. Sending Pete to look for the box.
Yeah.
Harassing Luxord to track him down so he can lead her to the box.
Exactly. And so my belief, based on the fact that she doesn't die at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, is that she will return in Kingdom Hearts 4.
Right.
Yeah.
So Maleficent escaping the realm of fiction to the world of reality.
Which we have Angelina Jolie, so there is precedent for it.
But I think even like cartoon, like Unreal Engine 5, but Sleeping Beauty 1959, Maleficent from Kingdom Hearts. Like if she
looks great in Kingdom Hearts 3, but she looks really distinctive in Kingdom Hearts 3 compared to, but all of the Disney characters kind of feel more strange being there than they ever have been. She and all the Disney characters, I think the CG ones fare a little better, but overall, all of the Disney characters in the Unreal Engine look kind of out of place.
Yeah,
it's weird.
I mean, I really ran up against that looking at all those Jiminy Cricket scenes. Jiminy Cricket is a rough one in Unreal 5.
Yeah.
But I have this like great image. We got the one teaser we have of Kingdom Hearts 4, and we just have it to obsess over for until anything else happens. Mm-hmm. It's that shot of a giant dark side looming over Shibuya.
Yes.
Like imagine Maleficent stepping out into that crosswalk.
The dragon.
Yeah. Like Enchanted with Amy Adams.
Yeah,
Enchanted style.
Yeah.
Like just stepping out into the real world and casting big magics all over the place and like taking over the square.
I could fuck with that, though.
I would fuck with it really hard.
I could fuck with that. And I will also say, I think like in that teaser trailer, you're watching Sora fight this dark side. It's all very cool and spooky. And then at the very, very end of it, you do get a tease of Donald and Goofy. And they do look great.
Yeah.
Like I think that there's something in, especially when you're dealing with like 2D to 3D characters, there's something in how smooth they look. Mm-hmm. And I think that we're going to get to a point where they start adding texture back in. Yeah. And I think that's going to help a lot.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
Maleficent is a very potent one for Kingdom Hearts 4, more so than some other villains I could name, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Do you think Pete will be back?
Yes. I think fans of Kingdom Hearts love the Maleficent and Pete dynamic.
It's crazy.
It's actually like great.
It's really fun. I think
really
like
fun.
One of the things that's interesting about the villainesses of Disney, especially like when I'm sure you know about the very viral evil queen from Disneyland. Do you know about this?
I don't know.
So I'm
not as big like into the parks as you are.
Okay, vibes. Okay, well,
I love hearing about it.
This is a brief interlude into the Disney parks with Mayanna Berrin on the Simple and Clean podcast. So they have these face characters that wander the parks, and in Disneyland specifically, there's one particular actress who got internet famous for playing the evil queen.
Okay.
From Snow White. I believe she also played Agatha when they do the not so scary Halloween, Agatha from WandaVision. Mm-hmm. And I believe she basically like when you're doing casting for the Disney parks, you want to try and find an actress or an actor who can fulfill multiple roles.
Right.
And so she plays like all the villainesses. But like that character takes on a very different life. One, because they're in a static point in their movies. Mm-hmm. They're engaging with children. They can't be as spooky and scary or whatever. And there are points where like the evil queen interacts with Snow White, and it's all very campy and silly and whatever. Right. And so I think Maleficent in the Kingdom Hearts games ends up by the end functioning similarly to how like the evil queen from the Disney parks is perceived by the public, in that it's like, we're happy she's here. Sometimes she's really spooky and evil, but for the most part, she's also hanging out with Pete a lot. So it's really hard to like take it as seriously as we should in certain moments.
Right. Yeah.
Like there's only so much seriousness we can bring to this situation when Pete is in a Kingdom Hearts 2 fit next to the Mistress of All Evil. Do you know what I mean?
Right. That if she actually wanted people to take her seriously, she'd like poach Saïx from the organization for her henchmen or something.
Like she really downgraded from Riku.
Yes.
Like if anything, I think it would have been more interesting to give her, like a humanoid side kick.
Yeah, guy. Like a Lancer that is like an original Kingdom Hearts guy.
Or a Final Fantasy character.
Yeah, we had the same thought at the same time.
Which they did in Kingdom Hearts 2, but they give her YRP in position. It's Showtime girls.
And then they never really interact.
Yuna, Riku, and Pain are fairies in Kingdom Hearts 2.
Right.
An inspired choice, might I add.
Really good.
But they never really interact meaningfully with Maleficent, and then they're very morally, like, flighty. They ditch her. At a certain point, they just, like, stop working with her.
Yeah, they're like, we kind of work for Maleficent. And Sora's like,
kidding.
oh, I don't really like her. And they're like, okay, here you go. Here's a Keyblade.
The in-game, I guess, explanation is like they found out that Maleficent fled from a fight and they lost all respect for her, and now they're free agents. But yeah, I think that like giving her like a Vincent Valentine would have made more sense for how spooky evil she is.
Yeah, you know, like Pete, his negative swag really takes is a detriment to her.
What's the opposite of swag? Is it cringe? Because he's not cringe. He's just his own brand of villainy, which is more buffoon.
Yeah.
Buffoonery.
Yeah, it's buffoonery.
And we've had, as you mentioned, Enchanted, we've had baddie with buffoon before. And I think it helps, especially with like, these are characters that are meant to be marketed to children. It helps to ground the evil in a thing that doesn't feel as life-threatening as the Keyblade War is for Sora and his friends.
Yeah. But at the same time, like, I can imagine a version of Kingdom Hearts storyline where, like, Maleficent is the reason Sora falls to his knees in the middle of a desert screaming.
Yeah.
You know?
They let her be that much a part of it.
Yeah, if they came back around in a future Kingdom Hearts game and they went, forget all that Xehanort Master of Master stuff.
It's
in this
actually
one,
her.
She's the villain again.
Yeah.
It's a return to form. She's the one who's the villain.
I'll say this, though, too, and I would really like to see that. From the jump, she is always sniffing around the remnants of the grander scheme laid by Ansem or Xehanort. Like, in Kingdom Hearts 1, she wants to find Kingdom Hearts, and she has the Ansem reports. In Kingdom Hearts 2, it's really just like revenge.
It's revenge, and actually the villain plot, I don't like it because it's getting in the way of my revenge.
Exactly. It's like, you guys are fucking literally really being annoying right now, and like, this was a lot simpler when I was in charge here, and actually, fuck you guys. I hate your building. I hate the setup. By Kingdom Hearts 3, similarly, again, it's like, she's always gravitating around these forces of true evil and darkness.
Yeah.
That are being placed by or are a part of the machinations of Ansem and the Master of Masters and Xehanort.
Yeah, the contrast there, right, is that Xehanort was ostensibly a scientist about it, or like studied it, or was part of like the intellectual lineage of the Keyblade that studies darkness or whatever.
Yeah.
Maleficent really comes in and is like, I don't need to know science.
No.
I can work with scientists who know it and then take their results to use for evil.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm not going to waste my time like learning all the basics of science. I'm going to go be evil.
Yeah.
And then when the scientists figure evil out, I'm going to take that too.
Yeah, because I love this quote in Baldur's Gate 3, which is like, if you interact with Gale and you are playing a sorcerer, there's this interaction about how it's like, wizards do magic the way musicians read sheet music. I'm a sorcerer and I can play by ear.
Yeah.
And I think Maleficent's the same way. It's like, again, like, I was born in the dark. She just is maybe possibly literally straight from hell. And she is a being made of pure evil, and so she doesn't really care to understand the metaphysics of evil because that doesn't serve her in any meaningful way. Yeah.
You know what strikes me now, actually? There also aren't really any scenes in Kingdom Hearts, even though you're right, she is like evil manifest and like the ruler of evil and wants to conquer a place just so she can say just to have it. There's no scenes of her sort of lording over the Dark Realm.
Not really.
You know, I like, again, you know, various versions of this story, but like, Maleficent would have made a cool end boss for 0.2 Fragmentary Passage.
Oh my God.
You know, like a thing where she goes into the Dark Realm and is like, oh, it's so much easier to summon tornadoes of shadows here.
Yeah.
And where she's conducting like Chernabog from Fantasia, but it's her doing it.
That would have been really cool.
You know?
I feel like, and it's not anything that I've read anywhere, but I get the sense that there's a little bit of this barrier around who's allowed from the Disney side of things to be in the realm of darkness.
Interesting.
Because it's the same reason why the Princesses of Heart can't be touched by darkness, right? Like,
right, but except for Maleficent, who is literally darkness incarnate.
But I think that the Dark Realm is a force of corruption. And I think that in general, that changes you as a character.
Yeah.
And the thing that I think is true of all of the Disney characters in the Kingdom Hearts games is they are essentially static.
Yes.
Because they kind of have to be. Because in the realm of what Disney plans to do at any particular point with any character in future films and future movies and future whatever is they reserve the right to do anything that meaningfully changes their characters. So anytime you see a Disney character in a Kingdom Hearts game, they can do the things they've done elsewhere, but they can never do anything particularly out of the realm of what you already expect them to do. Which is why when Maleficent kind of stands in the way of Sora getting attacked by nobodies, that is surprising.
Yeah.
But I think the justification for it still is like, I'm not on your side. I'm not becoming good. I'm just more mad at this other person than I'm currently mad at you.
Yeah, I agree. And I hear you about like not wanting to put Disney things next to like moral, objective, like philosophical evil in a similar way. Like what they're looking for is fairy tale evil, where like, she's just bad.
Right. Yeah.
But when you say like things expected of the character, I actually think I do expect Maleficent to be Lord of the Dark Realm. Like I actually do expect that to be her domain.
That's fair. And again, I'm not basing this off of anything I've heard anybody say. I'm basing this purely off of my assumptions based off of my understanding of that company.
Yeah, I mean, you have experience that is valuable, and that's why you're hosting a podcast.
I think that that's a really interesting thing to posit, and because the Cinderella world and some of the other princess worlds appear in a corrupted, spooky form in Fragmentary Passage, none of the characters, as far as I know, just the locations.
No, well, and I'm not sure if that was a contract thing so much as it was that like 0.2 is a very small game. And they didn't
it's a
spend
very
resources.
small game, but I also think it's like Aqua specifically interacts with those worlds. Yeah. Like the Cinderella, the Snow White, like the original trilogy, I like to call them.
Yeah.
Like the Germanic French, like early Disney princess
Cinderella,
stuff.
Sleeping Beauty,
and
Snow
White. Exactly.
Yeah.
But Sleeping Beauty is a huge part of that, and therefore it wouldn't be out of the realm for Maleficent to be there. So it is interesting that she's not.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll say this. I'm gonna pose you this question because I was musing about it earlier.
Yeah, please.
Why not the Evil Queen? Why not Cinderella's stepmother? Why not any of these other villainesses? Why Maleficent to fill this role of the Disney evil leader?
They're people.
They're humans.
They're humans. Right?
Same thing, I guess, with Hades. Like, why not any of the others, right?
Well,
like, why Maleficent?
That's what I was thinking. It was like, well, Hades could have also done it. And also, Tetsuya Nomura loves Hades.
He loves Hades.
I don't know why it wasn't Hades, actually. Hades is another one that just kind of sticks around long after he should probably have gone away.
100%. I think, like, I don't have an answer to this question.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of great Disney villains that can do magic, that are from strange, unbeknownst origins. But I think that in the way that like Yen Sid is the most powerful sorcerer or wizard. But I think that like Maleficent is functioning on a couple different levels. She is supernatural.
Yes.
She may or may not straight up be from hell.
Right.
She can do magic. And she is a fairy.
Yeah.
And I think that makes her more dangerous than a Clayton or even an Ursula or a Queen of Hearts you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, certainly above Clayton, Queen of Hearts. Again, the human class of villains, Captain Hook.
Yeah.
I can see elevating like a magical being above that. Ursula could have fit that slot. Hades could have fit that slot. I mean, Hades is a little bit too much of like a snarky, wise guy Jewish character.
But he is also like in charge of hell. Like,
yeah, but he's sarcastically in charge of hell.
Exactly.
He's not earnestly in charge of hell.
Yes, you know what it is? Yes, because Ursula is literally based off of a drag queen.
Right.
Like, her design, I think, is based off of Divine. And Ursula is a campy sort of character. Like, while she is evil, she's not, like, page one evil.
No, and there's some lip service given to like Ursula's just hanging out and she's just part of society. Although I think even as a kid watching Little Mermaid, I never really believed that Ursula wasn't like scheming.
Yeah. But she's also an octopus.
Yeah.
Like, she is
What
something...
do you have against octopi?
No, but she is of the aquatic world.
She's of the material plane.
She's of the plane of all the other fish people.
Yes.
I have nothing against octopi. Just to be clear for anybody listening to the podcast, I am very pro-octopi. I think there should be more octopus people in The Little Mermaid, actually, and you can quote me on that.
I will.
Thank you. You should. Because I don't have a problem with octopi.
Okay.
But I think that she is not beyond the pale.
Yes.
Of what's going on there. Because also Triton can do magic, she can do magic. Like, they're kind of on equal footing.
And this is a game where magic was going to be a big part of it. Disney magic, Final Fantasy magic we talked about before. So I think you needed something as the ultimate oppositional force that was a large magic force so that Sora could have the training montage it takes to slowly master the thing he needs to combat that.
And I also think in terms of who is an equal match to Yensid, I think Maleficent is about as far as you could say.
I think that's true. I wonder if they were thinking about that for the first Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, because I guess Yensid isn't present in the first one. If anything, it's like who's an equal match to Maleficent, and it's Yensid.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, they had to sort of back themselves into like, who would be the ultimate guy in the light side? Who is good enough to train Mickey Mouse? Oh,
the
that
sorcerer,
guy.
the guy who literally did train Mickey
that
Mouse.
guy.
Yeah, that motherfucker. The boss fight with Maleficent in Kingdom Hearts 1 it's a two-faced boss fight. They give it a lot of fucking gas.
Yeah, it's such a spectacle that I know people that were like, and that was the end of the game, and I didn't even know about the rest of the stuff after that. I thought that was the end of the game.
Yeah, and the dragon fight especially is where you feel the difficulty ramp, I would say, for the first time in a really aggressive way. That's a really hard fight.
Yeah, that's where the game all of a sudden stops being the same as it's been and gets hard.
And the dragon iteration of Maleficent is one of the scariest things, especially in early Disney canon. Mm-hmm. And it is, in its original... So, again, I think you should watch Sleeping Beauty, is what I'm realizing. Okay. But the fight between Prince Philip at the end with Maleficent in her dragon form is like a really striking, very cool sequence. Yeah. And I think that she is, of the villains I can think of from the Disney canon, probably one of the scariest and the most powerful.
Oh, that's another reason it's her, is because she's also one of the only villains that is classically defeated by a hero with a sword. Yeah.
Yeah. Literally. And when Riku stabs her with the Darkness Keyblade, the final moments for Maleficent as a dragon are, Philip has this sword and the good fairies are with him during that fight and giving like little spells and little protections. Merryweather, I think, casts a spell on the sword that's like, let evil die and good endure. Yeah. And then he tosses the sword into Maleficent's heart as a dragon and she dies. Mm. And that's a very similar sequence to what we see in Kingdom Hearts 1 when Riku stabs her in the chest and turns her into a dragon.
Right.
And I think that because again, we've got Ursula who turns into like a giant witch at the end and she gets stabbed by a ship. We've got Hades who has the Titans. He doesn't really fight his own battles.
Yeah, he also doesn't die at the end of his movie.
No, he doesn't. He just gets extra imprisoned in extra hell.
Yeah, he just gets kind of slimy.
Yeah, exactly. He's in the pool of death. And the implication there is eventually he's gonna get out of it because he lives there. Right. It's just more of an inconvenience than anything else. Clayton,
it's just humiliation.
Yeah, exactly. Clayton dies.
Yeah.
In a horrible way. Gaston dies.
Yep.
And he was never his worst crime was influence.
He
angry mob mentality was really his power.
He ate all of the eggs in that small French village. Every single egg.
Roughly the size of a barge. There haven't really been in modern Disney, and there have been other essayists and YouTube people, namely like Lindsay Ellis, who's discussed how Disney villains have evolved over time and have taken on more of a there's an evil force, but not necessarily an evil person. Mm-hmm. In efforts to, one, not have characters who depict alternative lifestyles being inherently evil, which I think is good, we've lost this idea of these particular individuals depicting or representing pure evil. And instead we've got corruptions of darkness.
Yes. There is also a flip side to that, right? Mm-hmm. Disney has also fallen into a habit of telling stories where, yes, an outside force is corrupting us, but once that nebulous force that no one is really to blame for is gone and everything goes back to normal, everything's good again.
Yeah.
And it really becomes like a champion for the status quo.
Or alternatively, the villain is redeemed.
Yeah.
Like, the villain is brought to heel via empathy or a difference in perspective being presented to that person.
Yes, that's better. And that would be great if that's how it works.
I know. Like, it's yeah.
But you're right. We have moved on from the era where you could just say, yeah, she's evil, and that could be it.
Right. But I will say also, to your point about, like, there are these corrupting forces in the world, and if we could just get rid of them, everything would go back to normal. I do think that, like, while there are people who are avatars for evil, the problem stems from deeper intrinsic poison that is beyond just one individual person representing all of evil.
Yeah.
There are these forces in our society and forces of darkness in Kingdom Hearts that do exist in a sort of paradigm, a cycle, that when we slay one, another rises in its place. And so we do have to be mindful of the fact that, like, putting all of the blame on one individual person while getting rid of individuals who are bad is 100% important, and we need to do that. There are these broader trends of problems in society that we also need to be mindful of.
Yeah.
That can manifest in individuals, but are collectively something we all have to be vigilant of at all times.
Yeah, but again, long gone are the days where
you go,
like,
that guy's evil.
She's just evil.
And
I don't know what you want me to tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to see Maleficent return in Kingdom Hearts 4?
I think I do.
I do too.
I think you convinced me, and over the course of this episode, I convinced myself that I do want to see her in Kingdom Hearts 4. I think the idea of her carrying forward with a simplistic motive, not that she doesn't feel it deeply or profess it complexly, but that it is a simple motive, and carrying that forward as we not only make the narrative once again more complex, but add an entire new axis to that dimension.
Yeah.
You know, like the idea of she's still there and she's still keeping it simple becomes ever more important.
Simple and clean.
Simple and clean.
Yeah.
Simple and clean doesn't mean good.
No, you're right. It just means simple and clean. I think that I am afraid with Kingdom Hearts 4 and forward into the franchise that we're going to see the Disney presence in the games lessen. Mm-hmm. I don't think that's actually going to happen, but
that is the easy fear.
That's the easy fear. I think that what will ultimately happen is that because Donald and Goofy, exclusively in that order, are a part of the core trio of party members, and Mickey by extension as well, I think that Disney has to be a part of it. And also, that is what all the worlds are based on. You know?
Like, that's the ultimate thing about Kingdom Hearts 4. Like, what do you think? It's going to not have worlds? It's Kingdom Hearts.
It's Kingdom Hearts. Like, even if we have more Final Fantasy / Square Enix coded stuff
or
in
even
there,
just like more original Kingdom Hearts stuff that's now original to its own thing.
Even with Union Cross and Dark Road, they're still going to Disney worlds.
Yeah.
Like, the Disney characters are ever present throughout it. And so I think off of that, I think Maleficent is a welcome and clearly consistent aspect of the series, more so than I was even realizing.
Yeah.
She is one of the primary antagonists throughout the entire series. And I think that that's a good thing. And I also think for the gender dynamics at play in Kingdom Hearts, which we will discuss very soon.
Yeah.
Maleficent being a female character who occupies a space of villainy, that is a space that essentially at this point she exclusively occupies because Larxene is defeated. Mm-hmm. And Aqua has been saved.
Yep.
So there really aren't any other female villains.
No, like, of the few women in the games, Maleficent is one of those women.
Yeah.
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 And she's not doing it for some man.
No way, girl. She's doing it for herself, baby.
Larxene is in it to support Marluxia. That's not what Maleficent's about.
No. And she really works alone.
Yeah.
It's interesting, too, because, like, she's very anti the organization, one, because they're foiling her machinations to rule everything as one person, but also, like, she's staunchly anti-collaboration. Yep. Like, we've talked about this before, like, the Council of Villains falls apart fairly quickly. Mm-hmm. Like, they were never that unified to begin with. She is not interested in collaborating with other people that she's going to share the pot with.
And that feeds into her narrative as the embodiment of darkness, specifically in Kingdom Hearts, because
absolutely,
darkness is literally in the canon, the force that seeps into the cracks in a world and will shatter it.
And consumes it.
Yeah. Darkness and hate in Kingdom Hearts as cosmic forces, like those things are solo and isolationist and fracturing.
Yeah.
And so there's no way for her to form a coalition because she's, whatever it is, she's going to need to sit on top of it.
Absolutely.
And that's how she comes across. So she does incarnate Kingdom Hearts' definition of darkness specifically in a cool way.
Absolutely. And again, there's a world where she could have been the final boss because she was also looking for Kingdom Hearts. Mm-hmm. The only thing that prevented her from being, the spaceship bad guy you fight at the end is the fact that Sora defeated her before he defeated Ansem.
Yeah. I think it could have been her, but for the fact that Tetsuya Nomura wanted to make another guy.
Yeah. Yet another guy.
And boy, did he keep making that guy.
He really did keep
that
making
same
that guy.
Kept making it.
There's a fun little nod to In Birth by Sleep, which is when Terra goes there. Maleficent manipulates Terra and hypnotizes him with her staff in order to take the heart of Aurora. Mm. And then what's really interesting is then when you track that to her manipulating Riku, there's just this thread of her manipulating the one man over and over again.
Toxic masculinity is a powerful weapon. She's learned how to wield it.
And it would have been really interesting, given now what we know about Ansem's weird guardian shadow guy, if that had been Maleficent instead.
Oh, interesting.
Because that's Terra.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
Yeah.
Neat.
And yet, we did not have that.
I'm just imagining a same version of that guy, but it's Pete.
Oh my God.
He's like a shadow and
come guardian. You. Brr, why I oughta.
I'm gonna go get all them hearts.
But yeah, I think final thoughts on Maleficent as a character in Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah. Simple and clean does not mean good. I think the way that she is simple and clean really appeals to me. More so than again, creates a great contrast on the villain side, which is sorely needed because that's where a lot of the complexity actually is.
I would say so.
So she is such a welcome, yep, you don't need to know. She's evil. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And I really like that. And the fact that she remains intimidating despite that lack of depth to it.
Yeah. And I think that's a very powerful, and I think it stands as a testament to there are a lot of things that Disney does well. And I think one of the things Disney has always done well, and I think will continue to do well, is really clear, concise characterization. Mm-hmm. And I think Maleficent is, again, she's evil, and that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she do be the mistress of it, and now you have to face her and all the powers of hell.
Yeah. And what powers will she wield when she goes to a world where hell is our hell?
That would be
real life hell.
I think that sounds tight.
Cartoon Maleficent with photorealistic hellfire.
God, I really hope that there are other things going on in Kingdom Hearts 4. I'm excited for Kingdom Hearts 4 regardless of what it is, but we'll talk about this in a different episode. But yeah, thank you so much for going on this villainous evil ride with me.
It was cool to unproblematically stand for our problematic queen for a little bit.
Yeah, unproblematic fave Maleficent. Never done anything wrong, except for all those things she did wrong. Thanks for joining us as we talk about the Mistress of All Evil. As always, I'm Mayanna Berrin.
And I'm Mischa Stanton.
And may your heart be your guiding key. Mwah!